That's so funny. Okay,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
it's being
Okay.
live
No,
streamed. We'll
we're
be
I'm
serious
just
now.
we're gonna try and pretend to be serious for 5 minutes.
We can do it.
Oh, we can do it. Okay. We are live. Oh, there we go. Now we're live on YouTube. Great. Hello, everyone. Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Hello, hello. Now we're gonna record to the computer. Okay. Welcome everyone to Down the Rabbit Hole with Sapphire Soul and Morning Moon. My name is Coach Lacey and I'm here with my lovely co-host Alyssa.
Hello.
We are here today. Hello, hello. We're here today to talk to you about the deep rabbit hole of grief.
Yes, we
Grief
are.
and sadness and all the things in between. So get ready, buckle in, buckle-aroos, because we're about to make you all cry.
I was just gonna say we're gonna make you cry, but I didn't want to interrupt you, so I just shut my mouth. But that's so funny. I was thinking that we
Because
aren't
I'm
gonna
gonna
cry.
cry.
You're just gonna cry.
Yeah,
Then
that's right. We're
I'm
gonna
just
try
kidding.
not to cry because my makeup will get everywhere. So it
All
seems
right,
like you and I are experiencing some grief, some
together
together and
and apart
separately and apart. Yeah,
all
we've
at the
had a
same
lot of.
time.
I think that we both came together in a oh no, because of grief. Like we kind of that's how we connected was over some grief with our friend, our mutual friend. And then right now we're both experiencing different types of grief. And so today I really want to talk about the different types of grief and how we can navigate those moments and still stay anchored into our soul's purpose and stay well throughout all of it and not let the chaos ensue to where we just lose ourselves.
Exactly.
Yes. So, right now I'm experiencing some grief, but it's not death grief. I'm always walking with death grief, loss grief. I'm always walking with that grief of loss, of losing people to death. But right now I'm experiencing a grief of a loss of who I thought I was supposed to be and people that I love, not treating me fairly and not honoring my part in their story. And just not just the grief of myself, I guess. There's like a grief that comes along with it. And when you think your life is supposed to be one way and then it turns out another, you
I
know?
was just talking about that with a client, literally, about how there was a part of her that was grieving the life that she never got to live, kind of, right? Like when she
Yeah.
went through a divorce, right? There was like
Yeah.
this huge, like all of the plans and the things that they were going to do together, like their retirement plans and how many kids they were going to have and all those things,
Yes.
right? And it's grieving like a version of yourself that you expected or that you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's you go through all the same stages. Like grief does not have to only mean death. So like what are you going through? Tell me. Tell
Uh,
me all the things.
well, it's kind of like it all started a few weeks ago. Really. So as you know, I'm a stepmother and I don't have any children of my own and I'm almost 40 years old. And I've always wanted to have a biological child, but I came into my stepdaughter's life when she was 5, and I have walked through many seasons with her. And when she was 14, her mother could no longer handle what was going on in her house, and she sent her daughter to live with us. And she her she sent her to us in a really broken manner, and my stepdaughter had tried to take her own life a few times, and she was on
Mm.
drugs, all the things, very young. And her mother is not doesn't take care of herself very well, and she doesn't tell the truth very often, and she likes to lie to herself and others about things. And I've always been very kind to her and co-parented in a very kind way and tried my very, very best to show up neutral and
That
not
can be
talk
hard
crap.
too.
Oh, it's really
Co-parenting
hard.
is hard when, when there's stepkids involved because there's so
Yeah.
many emotions and
Oh
feelings.
yeah.
I've got a stepson too, and
It's
yeah.
hard. It's hard. And like and not having my own child, I took my stepdaughter on basically as my child. Like I'm like, you know what? I'm taking you under my wing. You're gonna be my kiddo. I'm gonna treat you as though you're mine, and
I love that.
never once did I say that her mom was wrong or anything, I just there was a lot of weird stuff there. Like I can't even go into it. Just like medical stuff that was weird, a lot of lying about her father, a lot of lying about just a lot of lying and a lot of untruths and made up scenarios that weren't real. And so unfortunately that carried off into my stepdaughter's life. And we turned her around. Like we got her into she came to us with failing grades, all the things, and she ended up leaving our home with honors, with a dream, with some college credits. And she lived a
That's good.
wholesome life, like, and a lot of her firsts were with us. Like, we taught her how to ride a bike. We taught her how to, ice skate. We taught her how to ride a horse. We taught her how to all these things like that. Because when she was little, her mom would just like let her sit in front of the TV and eat McDonald's and do nothing, just kind of like zombie life, and it wasn't really conducive to growth. And she was pushed off to the side because her mom later had other kids. And so she was the only white child in a mixed family, Hispanic family, and they were like Jehovah Witnesses. So she wasn't, and it was difficult for them. And long story short, her mom started bullying me about 2 weeks ago. And my poor stepdaughter got put into the middle of this fight. And her mom publicly bullied me. And I
Like
had posts.
online or
Yeah.
what?
Oh, yeah. She kept sending me these videos, because she's politically on the left-hand side of things. And
Hmm.
she's very triggered by everything. And she had called me a racist and called me,
I
she
love it
had
when people
told,
say that. How are
oh,
you racist?
Oh, it made me
Because
super
who
mad
you vote
because,
for or
well, yes, she said everybody who votes for Trump is a racist and promotes human trafficking and promotes pedophilia and all this stuff. And having done the work I've done in anti-human trafficking, that really triggered me deeply. And so
I don't know a lot about that, but I would like to know about that
we'll talk
sometime.
about it sometime, but it's triggering. It's a really triggering thing.
I can imagine. I feel triggered even just like thinking
Yeah.
about it. It's such a
Well, it's
sad.
caused a lot of trauma for me, so I'm overcautious. I'm the overcautious parent. I do not like to I didn't like to allow my stepdaughter to do certain things because online because of what I've experienced and what I've seen. And so I was very overcautious, but she left our house back in March when she turned 18 because she was trying to take about like $4,000 cash to a stranger on Facebook to buy a car. And we intervened and got really upset about it. And we're like, no, like this is not okay. And so it caused a big family fight and blah, 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 blah. And she went and told her mom that it was because he was a Mexican, and that is simply not true. It was because it could have been a white person, it could have been anybody, and that would have caused me to say, no, hell no, we're not doing this. Like we want to go and, like investigate. And plus, I'm always sketched out by people online anyways, from what I've seen. Anyways, her mom comes out and just starts attacking me. And so I came back and I said, you know what? No, like this is not true. Like you need to knock this off. I'm Hispanic. I come from a Native American Hispanic family. Like I had posted about my family just to like prove a point. And she came on there and was like, all people that vote for Trump are racists and blah 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 blah. And so I came back into her thing and I said, you know what? You sent your daughter to us broken, failing school, having relations at a young age, like all these things, doing drugs, and we fixed that. Like we helped her through that, not you. And so kid comes back and is like, leave my mom alone. Leave my mom alone, and I'm like, whoa, bro, she's allowed to call me all these names and like drag me across the goals and keep sending me these videos that are like wildly inaccurate and like, so basically I was defending myself, and it caused a big family fight. And I've been blocked and shunned and treated like I'm the problem. And so I am experiencing a death of self of first of all, she's my little buddy. Second of all, I'm always looking out for her. And third of all, like she's my daughter. Yes, I know she's biologically her mom's daughter, but like emotionally, she's been my daughter like for the last couple of years and like even before that. And I've invested a lot of time and energy and love into this person. And to just be told that I don't matter and that I'm a problem and um that I'm a black hole and there's always a problem with me and just said some really nasty things to me. I am experiencing this like deep grief. And today I saw her at out for the first time in a while at our horse riding center. And I didn't say anything to her because it was like, well, if you don't want me in your life, then you don't get me in your life. Because having me is a privilege, not like a right. You know, you get your mom, you know, but you couldn't stand up for me and say, hey, mom, you know, stop, stop. Like, stop calling her names and stop sending her videos and stop being rude to her. You know, she's done nothing but try to help me. And instead, I get everything bad I've ever done, you know, or everything mean I've ever said or whatever has been
Kind of like
how.
tossed back at you. So like what's happening in your body while you're going through all this? Are you like shutting down?
Yes.
I feel that. It's grief. It impacts us, right? Any type. It doesn't
Yeah.
even matter like what emotions in general do, honestly.
Yeah.
Like so I think it's like all of those fears that are like coming up inside of you. And
Yeah.
so how have you been taking care of yourself? How have you been?
So
What have you
I
been doing? I'm like
Oh yeah. So I have
the
been
doctor over here.
right. No, you know what? For the first time in a long time, I realized I wasn't taking care of myself and I had been holding space for like my clients, my family. There's a lot of other stuff going on in my family. My just for everything besides me. And I went and did some qigong the other day with my husband. And then I went to a medicine, like a stone medicine ceremony. And I did like it was a healing bowl circle,
I like a
um,
sound bath.
a sound bath. And it was like the qigong was actually such a
That's a form of energy work, isn't it? Like the
yeah,
movement thing.
yeah, yeah.
The
It was
movement thing.
it was such a
Will you demonstrate? I'm just
oh
kidding.
my gosh. Yeah, yeah, right. Well, there's videos online. It's like Tai Chi and Qigong. And I realized I was really out of my body and all in my head. And like I couldn't believe how much trauma I had stored from just like the loss of my brother and the loss of my uncle and all these people that I've lost. Just I have been in survival mode for so long that I haven't um really taken care of me, you know? Like I have just been like one thing, you know, like when you get into chaos and it's just like it's all you can do to just get one thing done. The next you just kind of like go through the motions and you get to the next thing and then all
Yeah,
of a
I call
sudden a
it
week's gone by.
functional freeze, right? It's like you're
Yes.
functioning, but your nervous system is frozen. So you're going through all the motions and you're doing all the things that you would normally do. You know, you go to work, you get
Yes.
up, you shower, you get ready, blah, blah, blah. But
Yes.
it's like you're not in your body, right? Or you're
But
not you're in a form of survival mode, right? So it's like you're
yes.
doing what you have to do, but then when you're done, you probably just like zone out, right? Like, do you
Yeah.
just like want to do nothing? It's like you want to like doom scroll or just like watch something or like just get your mind off
Yes.
of
Yes.
off of what was that? Oh, your
Yeah,
headphones.
my headphones.
Um,
No.
I don't know
Yes.
why it sounded like a fork. I thought it was like it
No.
sounded like my
No.
tuning forks.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
no, it was my headphones. Yeah, no, yes, the functional freeze.
yes,
It's almost like you're in a car accident. Have you ever been in a car accident? Of course
I
you have.
have. Yeah,
You know that
I
moment
cause
where,
them all the time.
you know that moment where like feels like it explodes and then it's like time
I've
stops.
never been like in a really, I better shut up about that, but like not a bad one, right? Like it's usually
Yeah.
like fender bender type of stuff. But still, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like that moment, it's
Mm.
like everything, yeah, I know exactly. Everything like slows down almost is kind of
Yeah.
what it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I've just been trying to take care of myself and get back to myself. And like I have foundations that I always do, but I realized that wasn't enough, you know.
The body thing's important, like
Yeah.
as I this week also as I've been like navigating stuff, I've been
Yeah.
noticing like how much I'm storing in my body and I stress that with clients all the time that we got to get. That's why I'm like the whole mind body somatic connection, right? Like
Yes.
the way that our bodies respond to our emotions and thoughts, a lot of people are disconnected from it, right? So a lot of my clients who like lean more towards like avoidant, tendencies where they're kind of like internalized or they shut it down or whatever it is, they oftentimes have a harder time figuring out what's happening in their body, right?
Yeah.
Like we have to like really, really slow down because a lot of people, even just like staying super busy, right? That can be a trauma response. Like when you're busy all the time and I've had to readjust and find balance because I notice when I'm going through difficult things, I want to throw myself into like my work, right? And
Yes.
I'm weird about like I didn't work last week at all. Was it last week? It feels like it's been forever, but it has
I
not
know.
been that long
I
since we
know.
last
It's
did
been a
this,
week.
right?
It's been a
It's
week.
been 2 weeks
It's
because
been
we
two
missed
weeks.
last week because
Yeah.
we were both like, I'm like,
Going through it.
dude, I don't think I can do it. Like, I had to quit seeing clients all week
Yeah.
because I stress to people that, like, in order to like be in someone else's energy, we need to be right with our own, right? I need to be
Yeah.
like rooted and grounded, and I don't want to project things because of what I do. It's so like deep and personal, right?
Mhm.
That I could subconsciously like project my trauma or issues onto people. And like when I don't feel regulated in myself, it's hard to hold space for someone else. So I like pulled way back and was allowing that like
Yeah.
way downtime.
What are you going through? What's going on with you? Because I know you've been kind of having a hard last week and a half too, or week, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you even want
been.
to talk about it? Like,
Do you want to talk about it?
yeah,
Yeah.
do you want to
Yeah,
talk
I'll
about
give like an overview of it. I won't get
it?
like super in depth. I did an actual like 2 hour kind of session about it, like in my membership group, and it was really, really good because I shared the whole story like in detail, and then I wrote a blog post about it. So maybe we'll like post that underneath the thing
That's a
if people
great
want to know
idea.
the whole
The whole
thing. But
story. Yeah.
it was kind of like the polished version. But basically, um, I feel like I am also always navigating some type of death
Yeah.
partially because of what I do for a living, right? I just connect with people who are grieving, right? And
Mhm.
not always, but like, and like you said, there's different types of grief. I have clients who have been caregivers, right? And who are, going through, what is it called? Anticipatory grief, right? There's so many different types of grief, but I brush closely with death a lot. But my first mentor passed away, I want to say almost 2 months ago now, and we've been helping the living tend to the dead's stuff, right? And like physical stuff.
Mm.
And it's so funny because I haven't been in his physical space in like 10 years, right? When I stopped working there, I kind of like moved forward and, was doing my own thing, wasn't following him on any social media. Um, but long story short, his energy's been kind of coming through and became a little invasive
Mm.
and I brought a lot of his belongings into my home, right? Like so like a machine that he used like all the time with clients. It was like in the center of his house, all sorts of stuff, homeopathic stuff and just stuff that belonged to him that was, his energy was strongly imprinted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everything was fine. He was kind of showing up in my sessions, like his energy, his and at first I thought it was okay until I basically set a boundary and said no. And then I felt the distorted version come through, which is how I realized that he had not been to the light. He was
Mm-hmm.
still choosing, because the soul, I believe that we have choices, right? Sometimes souls can get stuck, but oftentimes it's more often a choice when someone stays behind and doesn't go to God or heaven or the light right away. And I think that when our ego outgrows our heart, right? For various reasons, he had a
Mm-hmm.
huge, huge heart, don't get me wrong. But basically, he just came up kind of distorted. It actually brought through some deeper trauma within me that I didn't realize I was. So it's not, although it's death, it's not
Mm-hmm.
also, right? It's also, again, I just realized this. I didn't even notice the connection here. It's totally the death or the awareness of how I've given my power away over and over and over again in my
Yeah.
life. And I
Yeah.
realized this deep father wound, and I'm like, holy
Oh,
fuck, right? Because,
yeah.
I didn't grow up with my biological dad. I call my stepdad my dad because he absolutely is. He came in though when I was 14, right? So I thought I was like grown and didn't, need a dad or whatever, like back
Yeah.
off, buddy, right? But now I
Yeah.
absolutely love and adore him and I'm grateful for him. But that's where it went back to. So the grief actually, it's like layered. There was all the grief and the energy that I was feeling in his space and the whole spiritual aspect. And if anyone wants to see that, they can go into my group or whatever and watch the video that I'll eventually try to post there. Um, but it was really the awareness of how many times I've given my power away to men that are broken, but have an ability. I mean, we're all broken to an extent, like no one's perfect, right? But
Right.
who I've kind of handed my power over to, right? And I've done it in relationships. I've done it in mentorship, specifically with men. And it's not like a romantic thing. It's more of, oh my gosh, I admire you so much and you've taught me all this stuff and I feel like I owe you something and I'm willing to make myself uncomfortable in order to, repay you in a
Yeah.
sense. Does that make
Oh
sense?
my
Like
God.
like
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
realized how I did
I
that
do that.
with another teacher who is still living, so I won't go too far into that. I'll just say another teacher who also had like a big following and this huge kind of like people putting him on pedestals. So the problem with my first mentor, it's not just that his ego outgrew his heart. It's the fact that like when you are a public speaker or a mentor, you have a huge following.
Yeah.
And even if you don't, right? Like I ask every day, I like pray to stay humble, right? Because I've always worried that I would allow, like what I do to somehow like like, inflate my ego because I've
Yeah.
seen that happen with my mentors. So I'm like,
Yep.
shit, I don't want to be like that, right? So,
Yeah.
no, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I do.
I want to remain humble and compassionate and empathetic and all the things and hold space for people like from an authentic space. And that's why I'm really big about helping people retrieve their own power rather than feeling like I'm giving them something. Like I'm just like the mirror to help them see themselves deeper, right? And
Yeah.
like, so basically, yes, there was grief stuff because I was around the family and I was helping his sons and in his home and physically cleaning his stuff up the same way that I did back then, right? So it was like this full circle thing. I felt I felt just drained and exhausted. Some truths were revealed,
Yeah.
that aren't mine to share, but that were disruptive to my
Mm,
system, right?
mm,
And
mm,
I'm trying to hold space for somebody that's processing these truths, right?
mm. Right.
And it was just a whole, I just felt like an emotional roller coaster last week. And then it was like the week before my cycle. So I feel like I was like, my
Yeah.
hormones are like all
Yeah.
over, I'm just like,
Yeah. What are
it was
you
just a
doing
lot.
to make what are you doing for healing then? What are you doing to like take a step back and say, you
That's
know what? I need to heal and build my foundations. What are you doing to heal your heart and heal this part of you? Because you
so
have
first thing
compounded grief too.
I do with the loss of my daughter.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Um, I'm pulling my energy back. I'm learning
Yeah.
to pay attention to what's happening in my body and know that I'm overwhelmed. I'm overstimulated. I knew I had to, even though I needed the money, right? I probably
Yeah.
couldn't have afforded to necessarily cancel my clients, but
Right.
I'm like, I can't, I need to be in integrity, right?
Yeah.
Because part of my issue was I realized that there was this a lapse in my integrity that happened way back when I worked for him at 22 years old, right? He asked me to lie over something that I wasn't comfortable lying about, but he was my employer, so I did it, right? And so
Mm,
anyway, point is I'm basically pulling my energy back. So I did not want to work with anyone. I kind of made an announcement in my group and had my assistant reschedule everyone for the week. And I took that time. Part of it I spent helping, right? Going and doing all the things that they needed help with and just helping them, you know, process their grief the best way
yeah.
that, I could, that we could, right? And my husband was there doing all like the moving stuff. I can't even take credit for like, I mean, I was doing stuff, don't get me wrong, like I was, but I'm better
Isn't
at
it so nice to
socializing.
have someone that holds that space for you? Like I know that for me,
It
like if it
is.
wasn't for my husband, I'd be I just don't even know where I would be right now, like because he has sat with me through every single grief that I've had. Like the only grief he has not sat with me through was my aunt, who I didn't know him at the time. And I remember I was married to my ex-husband, and he was such a dick about it. Like he was just like, "You need
People
to
are
get it
weird
together."
about
It was
grief.
weird, and like my
People,
husband now is like a champ, man.
so is mine. He's very understanding, especially because I'm not like I feel like I'm not like a normal person, right? To be like married to. Like I
Yeah,
like know weird shit. I have
same.
crazy visions. I fucking
Yeah.
do like, I just do weird
You're
stuff. I
you're a
like can
big you're a big personality. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I feel
I
that.
feel everyone's stuff. It's like what I
Yeah.
do, like literally. And it he kind of helps anchor me because he's more,
Same.
grounded and centered and can, like bringing me in food and getting me all the things that I would be running around scrambling to get in my 10-minute break
Yes.
between my last session
Yes.
and you. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna
Yes.
have any time. And then it's all
Yep.
here. And I'm like,
Yes.
all right, thank you.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
it's
It's so
helpful. I think we need
nice.
so that's the big thing is I pulled my energy back from everyone and I was
Yeah.
very clear about what I needed, right?
Yeah.
I spoke what I needed. I think that that's hard for people to do,
That's hard for me to do. I have a really hard time of saying what I need. Like if it wasn't for Jess, my husband, he like just knows, like yesterday he bought
I
me
like my
flowers and
husband to
stuff.
figure it out too. I'm like, what do I
Yeah.
want to eat? Because
That's
I've been
my
making decisions all
husband.
day and I need someone to lead. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
exactly.
with, I need to turn the masculine go, go, go energy off and drop into my feminine.
Girl,
So
do you find that
I
when you're
will follow.
processing grief, that it manifests in physical ways? Like for me,
Yes.
girl, like I have had such a bad I have like celiac disease, and this last week I have just been a wreck, total
It's your
wreck.
nervous system. You need to do a session with me.
I
Seriously. Not to
I
be like, no, I'm like, you
I
need to,
well,
but
it's funny because I've been doing some energy work with one of my friends, and like just being in that space with her healing, like the healing frequencies and the sound, like the bowls and
mhm.
stuff. Oh my God. Like it was just like it was so nice, and she did some Reiki and stuff, and it's like it's so funny to me because like we've talked about this before. I'm a Christian, and like I've given my life to Jesus, and I have more religious beliefs, but I was literally just telling a client earlier, it's like frequency and energy that it
It's all,
like
I almost
it's
posted a
all
meme about it. It's all
God.
the same,
It's
praying,
all the
manifesting.
same.
It's
It's
all the same, different
crazy.
language. It
It's like
really is.
as long as you haven't like it drives me
For
crazy
me,
because
I
it's like
don't claim that it comes from me, right? I
it
give
comes
it
from
to
Jesus.
God.
Like,
Like
yeah,
none of
it's
it is mine.
Jesus's.
I'm just like the
It's all
vessel to
Jesus.
help deliver
Yeah,
it.
all God. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, we need to work together. I think I can help you with that. Like, because that's like literally one of the biggest things I do, like that I'm super passionate about is helping people
Yeah.
release trapped emotions. And I do it not in a very normal or, way, right? Like a very
Like
different, unique
somatics.
way. Yes, I bring in
Yeah.
somatics, I bring in
Yeah.
energy work, I bring in my
Hmm.
intuition.
Yeah.
I'm really good at randomly pinpointing things in other people's bodies, not so good at my own, right? But I'm
Yeah,
getting
for
better.
sure.
But
For sure.
basically, what I have been doing and what I like recommend clients do when they
Mm,
are grieving or going through anything where their nervous system feels funky. Like, so what you're talking about with your stomach,
mm.
that's very common. Like, that's the big places that I see grief manifest the most. Like, I personally believe that our physical bodies are talking to us all the time,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And different symptoms. Like, do you know that your body responds about 8 seconds before your mind does, before your mind catches up? So let's
No.
say that you walk into a room and
Mm,
you start feeling like a knot in your belly or your heart starts beating fast
mm,
before you even figure out why
mm.
your body is expressing it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
wow. That makes
so
sense.
slowing down, it
Yep.
does. Like so
Yep.
when you slow down, um, and like Louise Hay, she's got a good
I love her.
book on, yeah, on heal your body, right? One of my
Hmm.
clients told me about it a long time ago,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I had no idea who she was, but apparently I've always felt that emotions become rooted in the physical body, also in the energetic field, right? In the
Right.
emotional body
Right.
specifically.
That book, The
And
Body Keeps the Score, talks about that and
yep,
how like your
that's
fascia
another,
holds on to
yeah.
trauma. And I
It
feel
does.
that.
And that's
Yeah.
why body work and movement
Yeah.
and things like Qigong, is that what you said it was called?
Qigong.
Um,
Yeah. It was so good.
Qigong,
Yeah. Qigong.
those things help. Like that's what, like I hadn't been to the gym like in over a month and I was feeling kind of guilty about it, right? Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, why haven't I made time for this? And I was feeling so frustrated. And I went the other day and it was the best release. It really was. It was like I got
Yeah.
it all like stuff out of my body,
You
right?
know what's funny is I go a lot to I lift a lot and like I have some really good wellness foundations. I do really good with food and I do really good with lifting, but it's always in my head. Like it's very cerebral. Like the release that happened with like Qigong was like letting it flow like water and just like letting it go.
It's your whole
It was,
energy that it's
yeah.
for me, I could feel where I was storing, I can feel where I'm storing trapped emotions, right? So I'll like,
Yes.
and with somatics, you're basically moving your body not in
Mm-hmm.
any specific way, but in whatever way it wants to move. And like when you move
Mm-hmm.
it in certain ways, like so I bring in more than one type, right? Like sometimes I will have my clients actually do physical things, right? Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
want you to move your neck to the left or whatever and let
Mm-hmm.
until it starts like shaking a little bit, right? That's the emotion being released. And people will like I do a lot of that for myself, right? When
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling like the tension in my body, I will take time to do like Pilates or yoga and I bring in
Mm-hmm.
somatics. So I'm like moving my body in whatever way it wants to move. I take a lot of freaking bubble baths. I spend a lot of time
Ah,
outside,
yes.
just
Grounding
like
and
at the
breathing.
river. I went to the,
Oh,
yeah,
girl.
yeah,
Yeah.
river, ocean, any type of water. I don't even
Yeah.
care if it's a freaking pond. Like I have a
Yeah.
pond in my backyard and that does it sometimes if that's all I can get, right? Like I go in my
Yeah.
backyard. But that's kind of how I've been
So
resetting.
explain to the audience if there's people I'm sure that are watching that don't know what somatics are. So explain to them what that means.
So, somatics are basically the physiological response that your body has to thoughts and emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's the mind body connection in like
Mm.
the simplest terms.
Yeah.
So, it's the things like generally when I'm working with a client that let's say has a lot of trapped emotion, right? Let's
Mm-hmm.
just say someone who has extreme anxiety or panic attacks, we almost always find emotional roots that are connected to their physical ailments.
Yeah.
So, for grief, a lot of times it shows up in the lungs and in the heart. It can also show up in different places of the body, right? Because grief is layered. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just like grief, right? Like, I mean, there's anger, there's,
Yeah.
it's like
It's like
there's
the
like 10 to
stages.
12 exactly. And
Yeah.
and you probably know this. I don't know if you've had a different experience, but grieving is something that's ongoing and it's not like this, right? It's like this and backwards and
Yeah.
forwards and we go through the different stages. You may start with anger and then you may go to bargaining and then you may go to depression and then back to anger and that's normal. It's
Yeah.
allowing ourselves to find like a cathartic way to
Yeah.
release it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
find like in my grief
Mhm.
sessions with clients
Mhm.
because I created these grief sessions after I lost my daughter.
Mhm.
I was struggling, obviously. I was actually struggling with drinking because that's always been kind of my, I guess, drug of choice, not a
Yeah.
drug, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, that
Substance
was
of choice.
my substance of choice, yes,
Yeah.
because I think I'm hilarious when I drink. I really do. And everyone's like, you're not as fucking funny as you think, but I think I am. So I don't know if that's really what happens. I think I'm entertaining. But anyway,
I'm sure
I
you
just
are.
wanted to,
I'm sure you are.
I am.
I think we could have fun. Oh, if I did that
Apparently, I'm like
anymore.
flirty when I'm drunk. My husband was
Oh
saying
my
that the other
God.
day. I'm like, I am not. I'm just, so I talk to anyone. I guess I'm flirting with everyone. I don't know when I'm
Oh my
drinking.
God.
Lose your inhibitions. But anyway, um, I created these sessions because I could not, um, I couldn't, I was struggling, obviously, right? I started drinking like from the time I woke up, I was drinking like a bottle of vodka a day.
No,
And
damn, girl.
like right after I lost my daughter, I could not
Mhm.
function. I literally, because reality was too difficult and I
Yeah.
couldn't get drunk. This sounds ridiculous, but it was
No.
not working. So no matter what I did, I was just like, I was trying
Yeah.
to drown it. But it doesn't sound like very long, but after like 2, 3 weeks of doing that,
That's a long
I,
time to be doing that.
it is. I abruptly stopped. I actually had a session with Mina, who we both
Oh.
know, our friend on the other side. And because we used to trade sessions at one point every week, but we were probably biweekly or something monthly by then. But I had a session with her. She was one of the first people I actually called when I lost my daughter. Um, and she helped me and my husband actually process it. And there was a part of me, I believe that when we experience trauma, it
Mhm.
fragments us, right? Like in our
Yeah.
nervous system
Yeah.
and on a soul level and an
Yeah.
energetic frequency level, right?
Yeah.
So let's say that the trauma occurred at 13, right? I think that we can respond from that unhealed 13-year-old version until we bring it back and complete the somatic loop. So complete the loop in the body, right? So I do a
Mhm.
lot of like bringing them into the body,
Mhm.
helping people, and that's what she did with me too, right? So like
Mm.
I didn't know what I needed, right? I thought I
Mhm.
understood grief. I'd lost people before. I'd
Yeah.
been doing this kind of work, right? But
Yeah.
it wasn't until I lost my daughter and felt like a piece of my soul had fragmented. Like I literally remember pulling into my driveway, and every time I wasn't driving, by the way, um, drinking like that, pulling into my driveway, and every time I would have a full on like internal panic attack. Like I could not
Mm.
breathe because I kept seeing the moment when they said they couldn't revive her, right? Like,
Mm.
and the fire trucks and my fucking neighbors standing around and my, like, the whole thing, like, was just traumatizing. And part of my soul was like stuck there. And like
Oh,
every time that I came to my house, I would be like
yeah.
re-traumatized, right? Like
Yeah.
the grief came right back.
Yeah.
And so I basically had to I needed help. I couldn't do it on my own. So Mina was able to help me. We did several things like EMDR, is that what it's called? Like the
Yeah.
eye
The
thing.
I,
And we
yeah.
did some
I
soul
rapid eye movement.
retrieval. Yeah, like where we were bringing back those pieces and somatics and maybe some hypnosis. We did similar work. So we did a whole bunch of stuff and I was able to come back into myself. I
Mm.
had no desire to drink again at that point.
Good.
I like just stopped immediately and I started focusing on just feeling. And then I dove deep into helping other people, other bereaved parents at that point in time. I created these sessions to for free. I worked with like 30
Mm.
different like moms that I found
Mhm.
in like grief groups because it was like it helped me to like dive really deep into it. But my husband was grieving totally different because men and women just do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm rambling,
Men
but the
tend to
point,
shut down a little bit more.
yes, they do. And they the grieving process is just completely different. And
Yeah.
when you lose a child,
Yeah.
most couples lose the relationship with it's like a scary like 60-70% statistic is what my um couples teacher or whatever, the person I work under for working with couples anyway,
Yeah.
lose the relationship, right? They lose
Wow.
the relationship
I
within
could see
two
that though.
years.
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
see
because
that.
you grieve differently.
It's
It's
really
a
different.
whole thing.
Yeah, men don't really
So
know how to express their emotions other than anger. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
And
really
then there's like
special.
the disconnect. And
Yeah.
like I wanted to dive in, he wanted to pull away. And
Pull
then like
away.
we were constantly on
Well, and
different
I think that
pages.
men want to fix things. So like
They do.
they just want to fix it. So like when you say, "Hey, I have this problem," instead of just like wanting to listen, or like understanding that we just want them to listen, they just want to like fix it. And
You
so
know
it's
what helps? I
crazy
do
to
this with couples because this is like a very common thing. It's like men are from
yeah.
Mars and women are from Venus, like John
Yeah.
Gray shit, right? Like the whole
Yes.
like, and it's true, right? Like we really do. A woman
Yeah.
generally heals by that's why we can call a girlfriend and talk and like they're just like, oh yeah, what a dick or what an asshole or
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah. I'm
And yeah,
just
I totally
listening
feel
and
you.
yeah.
Yeah,
And men
we
want to do
heal through
something.
that. That's our
Yeah.
solution is being validated.
Yeah.
But something that I've learned working with couples is to state that in the beginning, right? So like when a girl wants to come vent,
Oh,
like
yeah.
saying like getting in the habit as a couple of being like, do you want comfort or solutions? Right?
Oh,
Because
I love
sometimes we
that.
want solutions. We want actual
Yes.
solutions and we really want you to use your man brain to give
Yes.
it all to give all
Yes.
the solutions to us,
Right,
you
right.
know? And but if we say right in the beginning, I just need some comfort, I just need to vent, are you in a space where you
Right.
can hold that space
And
for me?
receive that and
Yeah,
listen.
because we got to
Yeah.
read the room. Because a lot of times we'll go and expect something when they're not emotionally available, and
Yeah.
it just ends up being like this whole thing where you don't feel heard, and it's a disconnect. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
One thing that I have clients do when they're processing grief, if it feels like there's too much,
Mm-hmm.
like have you ever had like something happen like where you start getting emotional maybe like at work or somewhere that you're
Oh my
not supposed
gosh.
that you can't like release it
Yes. Oh
where
yes.
you're like
Yeah.
fuck I want to
Yeah,
cry and
you
I
know what's
can't.
crazy is sometimes whenever I get too deep into my grief, I get incredibly apathetic and just emotionless. It's wild. Like it happened when
Freeze.
after my brother died, I like literally there would be moments where and I would just crack a shitty joke instead. Or just like crack some really inappropriate, like dark
Dark
joke,
humor
dark
shit.
humor
I feel
thing,
it.
and people are like, are you like sadistic or something? Or are you just like it's like no, I'm so numb that I just can't even. I when my grandma died, oh my God, when my grandma died, I was sitting at her funeral and instead of crying, I just started laughing because like I don't even know what it was. I just started laughing because I just couldn't cry. I actually didn't cry about my grandma dying until like later on because I couldn't bring myself to cry.
Do you feel like when you deal with your emotions, do you feel like it's more internalized? Like where maybe I don't
Depends.
know if I would call it avoidant, right? I think that I have
I
kind
think
of
I
made
used to be
towards
so
that.
stoned that it was that way. I smoked a lot of weed. And so, like, I think that half the time I was so stoned and numbed out that
You're
I
like, this
was.
is hilarious. It's like an
Yeah,
episode of something.
I
Like
don't know. I think I just detached and I just, like, I'd experienced,
it's a
because
form of protection.
yeah, before she died, I had lost so many people that it was just like, I just couldn't. And now I'll cry, like, by the weirdest things. I'll be in, like, the store. I was in the grocery store one day and um some Bob Seger song came on and she loved Bob Seger and I just started bawling like a freaking baby. It was so weird. It's like, why wasn't
It's
I crying
not
at the
though.
funeral?
Okay, I'm going to suggest something for you.
Yes.
So, to release some of the grief on your own, right? Set a timer. So like what I have people do like so that you're in the grocery store, maybe you started crying, maybe you're like no, I can't do this, right? And you like
Yeah.
shut it down,
Yeah.
which would not be abnormal. So like maybe you can't do it right then, but literally set an alarm on your phone and be like, okay, I can't do this right now, but at 7 o'clock tonight I can and I'm going
Mm,
to, right?
mm,
So like you commit to it, that alarm goes off, you take 10 minutes, 5 minutes, does not
mm,
have to be a long time. Play a
mm,
song. I was going to actually suggest that. Like play
mm,
a song or something that triggers the memory or the grief again, right? Maybe it's a picture, maybe it's something that belongs to that person for the stuff with your stepdaughter or your daughter. Like maybe it's something of hers, right? Maybe it's like a picture of you guys, something like that, right? Allowing
mm,
yourself to have that 5 minute, like just feel whatever the hell
mm,
comes up. It may be anger, it may be tears, it may be something completely different. Just allowing that space. And then when the alarm goes off, you can stop and walk
mm,
away and do something else, or you
mm,
can keep going. But you need to be able to let like the pressure out of the pressure cooker. Does that make
mm.
sense?
Yeah, totally.
And it helps. I tell people
Yeah.
to do this a lot, especially people who have trapped grief. I just worked with a lady the other day or a couple weeks ago whose husband, she had two different husbands that passed, right?
Mm,
And she's been holding the grief for a very long time. And that was one of the things I had her do. I also taught her how to like bring that person into her dreams, which
mm,
worked. But I think we heal through feeling it, through getting
mm.
uncomfortable. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? In
Yeah.
little increments. You don't have to like sit there and freaking like be curled up in bed, like in the fetal position. It's just like having that
Oh
moment
yeah.
of breakdown and allowing yourself to
I
feel
don't know
it.
that we ever really truly completely heal from it though. You know, I think it's always going to be a part and that's love, right? That's love. You love someone,
It
so it's always
is.
going to be like this longing. It's like this longing, you know, you just want them around and I think that's one thing that makes me this is going to sound kind of dark, but I look forward to the day that, you know, like I don't obviously like want to go now, but like at some point, once my when if I always joke with my husband, I tell him I'm gonna die first because I don't want I don't want to
I
have to
say the
watch
same
that.
thing. I
I
like am
don't
so
want
not
it.
appropriate about my
I know.
death jokes. No one
Same.
thinks
I'm
I'm
super
funny.
bad.
I
I
have like
don't.
issues. I'm like, I'm
I do
gonna
too.
die and you guys need to know how to
Yeah,
talk to me when I'm
I
dead.
know. I know. That's what
Everyone's like, will you
I,
stop? Like,
I
it
know.
could happen. You know, it's funny. I have to go back to that thing you were saying about laughing at your
Yeah.
grandma's funeral. At
Yeah.
Mina's memorial here in Seattle, um, Justice, who I think you like
I
know,
know Justice.
she came, or she, we're sitting next to each other. She came from Montana, and we're crying, but we're also making fun of people like that are up
Yeah.
there on a thing, and we're just like laughing and
Yeah.
snicker. I'm like, we are so
Yeah.
fucked up, like, but it helped because, well, I mean, there's some people up there like literally going on and on about themselves. I'm like, I don't know how this has anything to do with Mina and how she
Yeah.
helped you. What? Like, I don't understand what you're doing. But like we were talking some shit. But
Yeah,
it was
when you can't cry, laugh, man. Like that's how I mean, I don't know, I've dealt with it so just I don't want to say it's dark humor, but it is. It's just kind of like, and there's a part of me that looks forward to when it's all done. Like what like if I like seriously, if something happened to my husband and he's had a lot of health stuff, I would not want to. I don't know how people, like not even women, but like men, like how people at all go through life without their partner after they've been like through so much with them. Like I meet people that
it
have
is
lost their
almost
partners.
different
I
than
couldn't.
a it's a very hard
I
type
couldn't.
of I work with a
I
lot
wouldn't
of
want
people
to.
who've lost their
Why?
I
Oh,
wouldn't either.
fuck
That's
that.
a
Fuck
yeah.
that.
You're
I'm
like,
like,
I
I
quit.
quit.
Game
Like, well,
over. I'm
dude,
done.
my uncle that died, I swear to God. So my aunt had died. I told this story last time. My aunt died suddenly from uterine cancer and like really quickly. And then my uncle, he just like he had even
He died
gotten
of a broken
remarried.
heart, didn't he?
He straight up did. He was like, I'm done. He literally was on the table waving the white flag, being like, that SpongeBob meme that's like, I'm out. Like he literally was like, I'm out. See you later. Like we're done here. He even had grandchildren. He didn't give a shit. He was like married. Like he just and it was
Oh,
what's wild? It was the day after Valentine's Day. And I always joke that he made it for Valentine's Day because he was on Heaven's Time and it was late. And it's like, I
that's
was like,
that's
but they were
actually
together since they were
sweet.
12. Like they were,
That's oh,
and she
oh.
died when she was 42. Like, and I turned 40
Stop.
next.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be 42 and I
Yeah.
think that's how old I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, on 9/9,
And
my birthday is coming
oh
up.
my gosh.
But
Oh, it's coming. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, she
oh,
died at 42. And it's weird because like approaching 42 when I was young, when she passed, I don't remember how old I was. I was in my early 20s. I remember thinking 42 is so old, and like
it
now I'm
sounds
like
old, huh?
but now I'm like, damn, 42 is so young. And then he died, I think it was like 10 years later. He just like couldn't, and he hadn't even gotten remarried, like all these things, like, and it's like I just don't think he ever got over her. And he was just like, I'm out, I'm done. Who cares? Like, bye. And I think that
You
would be
know that
me.
it is okay. Here's the thing. When I lost my daughter, I think like you can see I'm talking about it without like breaking down. I used to
Yeah.
break down. Like I remember people asking me how many kids I had, like fucking strangers in the store, and I'm like crying and like telling the whole like in the beginning, like just
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
was
When you
probably
first go.
drinking too, so I probably shouldn't have been talking to people. I'm like hugging like
Yeah.
a stranger, like getting gas.
Oh
Like what is going
man.
on? Grief does weird shit.
I
You
was like
know,
that after my brother first died, for sure. Yeah.
I was telling when we were going to clean out Richard, my first
Yeah.
mentor, his like stuff,
Yeah.
the like coffee lady or whatever. It's like, oh, what are you guys doing? And my husband's all, oh, we're going to, help someone. Someone just I'm like, yeah, he killed him. I told like three people that he's like, why do you keep telling people that I killed him?
Oh my
I'm like, I
God.
don't know. It's not funny, but I can't help it. Like I
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's funny. I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, yeah, he fucking killed him. Now we have to go clean out all of his
Oh
stuff.
my
But
gosh.
I just lost my train of thought. I don't know why I said that. I don't
Dark
remember the
humor.
point. Oh, dark
Mhm.
humor
Dark
and
humor.
acceptance, right? I
Yeah.
think one of the reasons that I was able to reach the stage of acceptance, which does not mean that I don't miss my daughter. It doesn't mean that I
Totally.
don't still cry and feel it,
Yeah.
especially in my body before I even know the date, like when certain dates, like her birthday
Girl.
or
Yeah.
the day that she passed. I
Yeah.
never used to understand that, like
Yeah.
how people would, oh, a certain date is coming and I'm going to break down. Like I never could
Mm,
relate to it. And I feel like an
yeah.
asshole kind of like now when I look back and I'm it's like somatics again. It's
Yeah.
the body is holding the memory
Yeah.
of the trauma. And until we bring back that fragment and until we that's why I feel like having the soul perspective, right, can be helpful because I felt my daughter. I felt she was sending me all these signs. I thought I was losing it because I used to
Mhm.
tell people that, like, a lot of times why our loved ones aren't coming to us, whether it's like in a dream or,
Mhm.
we aren't feeling their energy, is because our
Mhm.
grief is too thick. It's too
Mhm.
low. The vibration, the frequency, like low emotion.
Mhm.
If you think of frequency as emotion, right? Like
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
gratitude, right?
Yeah.
Sadness, anger, grief, right? I thought that she could not reach me, but she started coming through
Did you watch
complete
Interstellar?
strangers. I did. I watched it. I watched it and I
Girl.
was like, and I had to watch the end part again because I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. Like,
The end.
it was crazy, like how it was all
Just that.
connected and the whole, like, it was
Like
his future. It wasn't even a ghost.
it was him.
It was
It
him.
was
Yeah, the whole time
him.
she thought he abandoned her, and it was like
Yeah.
this huge, oh yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
the him reaching through with the signs and stuff. And like I believe so deeply in that. Like with my brother, okay, like after my brother died, we were driving from here to Richmond or Richmond, wherever, the Tri-Cities, and or it was Walla Walla, I guess. We were driving from here to Walla Walla, and the whole time these crows were following us, and I was like, what, why are all of these like crows like from where we live in Eastern Washington all the way down to Walla Walla? How on earth did these crows just follow us? And now you can even ask my husband, every single where I go, every place I go, like even if you were to look outside right now, there are freaking crows and ravens all the time, like all the time. And I swear to God, and Odin had these two twin crows and that he would send out to bring the news
Okay,
of
you're actually tripping me out. Okay, what was his name?
my brother
Your brother, it was named.
Hunter. Yeah,
Okay,
Hunt.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
you said Odin. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Odin.
I
Yeah,
got.
Odin had in the story of Odin, he had twin crows, and my brother was an identical twin. And so, like, I always have these twin freaking crows follow me around, and it's so weird. And and I just have, you know what? That's Hunter
It's
sending
a
me a message.
symbol.
Like, he's just sending me messages, and then my grandma, like, man, my grandma will send me signs. Oh my God, I have one right here. Like, um. One second, let me show you something crazy. I just got this one recently. This one is so wild.
I love crazy things.
Okay, so this is crazy. This is so crazy. So my grandma used to give me these little tiny corny um little card things.
Like
And
affirmations.
like this one says, here's a hug, mother, daughter. This hug is to remind you of what you mean to me, the joys we have shared, the memories we've made, our gifts beyond measure. Thank you for your love. Today, consider yourself hugged. Lacey, love Grammy Val. And it's made by Blue Mountain Arts. Right here, it says Blue Mountain Arts. So I found this one day. I was cleaning out some drawers and I found this in an old wallet. And it was my grandma's wallet. And I was like, oh, it's a little sign from my Grammy. Oh, how cute. Well, like a few days later, my husband and I were in the antique store and we were looking through some things, and I came across this little book that reminded me of my grandma. And it's my wonderful granddaughter. And I opened and it's like all these, it's like reminded me of that little card of like the little funny Grammy thing. Like just these funny little things. Well, you know who it's made by?
That blue, whatever you said.
Blue Mountain Arts.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Yeah, you can't make that shit up. That's the
No,
kind of stuff that happens to the with souls on the other side. They can
just
absolutely Soraya, it's
crazy.
sunflowers. She
Oh,
she had this sunflower in her last picture that I took of her.
yeah.
She had,
Oh.
it was like a real sunflower that was like on her head, and I took all these pictures, and it was June when she passed, right? And I started asking her to bring sunflowers through,
Mm,
right? And of
mm,
course I was getting them, but then like other people started like get like in the weirdest places, like get it sending me like all these sunflowers and all these. I would ask her to like send me things, I like had to make it weirder and weirder because I wasn't believing it because
You
I was
weren't
just so
believing
in
the
my
signs.
grief.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, no, make it a
Yeah.
stranger that tells me, that doesn't know me and that
Mhm.
doesn't know, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so like
Yeah.
weird people were
Yeah.
having dreams of her. And I have one client who started asking for marbles, right? She wanted something like, 'cause I'll tell people to like ask for very specific things so that they
Yeah.
know that it's their person when they
Yeah.
come through. And
Yeah.
she literally has like a jar of fucking marbles that like
That's
she finds
so.
everywhere. And she's like, I've never bought marbles. Like, what the hell? How are they in my car, in my house, in the, and
Oh
so
my
I think
God.
the signs and symbols, those are ways that they can come through. And
Yeah.
when we were at my first mentor's house, we're like out on the deck and we're talking and I'm talking about him, right? Like I'm kind of like channeling energy. In fact, I was saying all these things that he wanted them to know, like where certain things were in the house and all this stuff. And like I
Hmm.
needed to go
Hmm.
downstairs and there was a machine down there that they thought
Hmm.
was like a freaking air filter. And I'm like, no, it's like a fucking $15,000 machine. He wants you to like
Hmm.
keep that and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, as we're talking, this freaking a wolf. Was it no, a coyote just like walked up like in the middle of like the residential neighborhood and just stares at
Weird.
us.
Oh,
Like was just
weird.
staring at us
That's
like and I'm
wild.
like it was weird. It was super
That's
weird. But
why
I
when my
think that that can be a thing. Sorry.
that reminds me of Interstellar, like we were just talking about. When my uncle died, I wasn't able to go home for the funeral, and I came home a week later because I wanted to be with my family. I didn't want to be with all the people that came because my uncle, like when he died, the entire gymnasium was filled up with people, like just so many people. He
Oh,
impacted so many people's lives. But dude, this is so wild. My cousin and I, so my cousin was born February or January 11th. I was born February 11th, and we were always very close at the same year. And so my uncle was like, he was just very close to us, and we were driving up to his gravestone, and when he died, there was a song that was singing while he was dying,
while
and
he was dying.
while he was dying, yeah, it was a song that he was singing while he was dying called "In the Eye of the Storm." And that song came on the radio while we were driving up to his funeral or up to his gravestone. And it was so crazy. It was just like I
I have
couldn't
to
believe
unplug
it. We were
this.
just like so shocked. Both of her and I just looked at each other like, oh my God. That song just started like playing on the radio out of nowhere. And this is not a song that like plays on the radio very often because it's like a Christian song, you know, it's called In the Eye of the Storm, but it just like started playing and it was a song he was singing while he was dying because he was
That's
on.
him, like
I
letting you know
know.
he's still with you. And
It's crazy.
it I have so many stories like that. Like a lot of them are from clients, right? That like
Yeah.
things will come through. Like, and one time
Yeah.
I think I told a client that like there was something about a squirrel. God, I can't remember it was like super weird. It was like this squirrel, and then the literal squirrel was at the funeral. Like the lady came through and basically said, I'm gonna come through like as a squirrel, which was super weird, but it literally like interrupted the whole
The whole
like thing.
funeral.
Like it was super loud. Like it
Oh,
went down the
funny.
aisle and was like making this like noise, like super loud. And like because I mentioned it,
Weird.
she was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, it tripped me out. Like I kept hearing something like, what the hell is that? And like, yeah, anyway.
So what do you want
But
people to
no, we
look
can
for when you pass? Like I ask people that sometimes, like what, like
ooh,
if
that's a
like
dark
what would
question, Lacey.
I know, but like really, like what would you come what would you
Um,
want like somebody to look for when you pass? Like that to
something
know.
super unique, right? Like
Yeah.
it's got to be like loud and
Yeah.
like obvious, right? Because
Yeah.
um, mm, God, I'm gonna have to think about that. What the hell should it be?
Yeah.
Me being an angel, like coming
Yeah.
things. Hello, what
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. What would
Yeah.
yours be? What's yours?
White rabbit.
Oh,
Like
wait,
yeah, like
I
white
love that.
rabbit. Like a white
We could
rabbit.
be twin rabbits. Just
Yeah,
kidding. God,
white
what do
rabbit.
it needs to be something like
Just
palpable, right?
unmistakable, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like it
like,
can't be like a butter. It has if it was like a butterfly, it'd have to be like a giant one. Like I've never
yeah,
seen a butterfly that big
yeah,
or something.
yeah,
Like or
yeah.
I don't want it to be like typical stuff, right? Because I'm thinking of
Right,
all the typical things that come through,
right.
like
Like,
dragonflies and
yeah,
butterflies
right.
and whatever. I want it to be well, my birthday is 9/9. So like that's like So probably the numbers, but beyond
Okay.
that,
But like
I
a song or like a
yes, it would need to be something funny. Oh my
yeah, oh my
God.
gosh.
I'd probably pick some stupid song uh like freaking oh my God, who are those? Oh my gosh, why can't I think of the name? Throw it on the ground. What the hell is the name? They're who the hell are those? Oh my gosh, now I'm going crazy. I'm on a boat. That's the song that I want to be.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
by, oh my gosh. I have to look it up because now
Oh
I
my
don't
gosh.
know.
No, you
And
don't
I'm gonna
know.
look it up and I'm gonna
Oh my
play
gosh.
it.
So we want our listeners, if you're listening and watching a replay. I saw a few people were watching live, but
Oh God,
oh
I
I
thought it
know.
was just
No, I
us.
know. No, people keep popping up. I want you
Lonely
to think
Island.
about what is
Sorry.
it? Oh, I haven't
Lonely Island. Oh my
oh, I
God,
know.
it's
Oh my
freaking
gosh, now I'm gonna listen
hilarious.
to that and find it. But it's
I'm
like
sending it to you.
Interstellar. It's like Interstellar. Like look for the signs. Like what would the sign be, right?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted you to watch that movie because it
Oh,
was
yes. Those
like
were cool too. He was using Morse code.
yeah, he was using books and Morse code.
I'm
It was
not gonna
so
be that
cool. No, not
cool.
that right now.
Like I
No.
want it to be like loud and like
Yeah.
obvious and like
Right. Right.
I don't know.
You're right. I
It
know.
should be something stupid like a I don't know, like a ballerina bunny or something dumb. Like where like that should be I don't
Oh
know.
my
Like
God. Well, I'm gonna ask you again next time. Our
I'm
time's
gonna have
almost
a
up.
better answer when I'm more
You're having to come
prepared.
back for a time. So I'm gonna get that form together. I still need to get it together for people to join us, but I have a list of people that I want to come on that I think would have fun with us. And we were talking earlier about talking about that controversial porn topic. I can
Yes.
definitely have my cousin come
Porn and
on.
AI because I feel like that's about to
Yes.
collide.
Oh, girl.
Collide. Oh God.
Oh my
Don't get me
gosh.
started.
Yeah, we can't go down. We'll have to go down
We're
that
never
rabbit
gonna
hole.
be done.
We'll never. I know, like if we weren't on time constraints, we could go on forever. But today's topic of grief and like finding the signs and like so what would your sign be? Ask your people what their signs are and what what to look for once they go because we're all gonna die someday, right? Like and so it's
That's a
like
good that's weird that you say that because I was literally almost wrote a post this morning saying, if I died tomorrow, what would you want to say to me today? And I'm like, that's dark as shit. Why am I gonna say that? But I almost said that this morning. I
well,
didn't.
like, come on. Like, I mean, we are all gonna die and nobody knows when. We all have a number. I mean, it's like we could die tomorrow. Nobody, like, but what would you want people to look for? How would they look for you in the signs? Like,
In the
like
sky, like a
in
big
in the
cloud.
sky, it's a cloud. Like, yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like a little white rabbit or like a song. I mean, I'd have to think about what song, but like the little white rabbit, I think like is just like a so prominent one. Like it's just
I
like,
feel like
and
I
that's
wanted
like
to wear a suit. Your rabbit.
yeah, with a little running around with the clock. I'm
I
late.
do. That's what
I
I'm
feel like
feeling.
I am. Like I'm late. I'm late. No, I know. But like really, like it's just unmistakable and like it just having those signs are so comforting. Like this little book that I could not
I know, like
believe
stuff
was
you
that
can't make up.
you couldn't even make that up. It's like, oh my God, like I literally found it not even within a week of having this. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy and it was
I can.
unmistakable.
That's proof that something happens when we leave
Yeah.
our bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Our bodies our soul transcends, right?
Yeah.
Like our soul, I don't think can die, you
Have you
know?
read the book oh my gosh, Evolution Angel?
I have not. I will if
Oh, it's
you
so good. It's
if
it
you
was
tell me
written
to.
by it
I'm
was
just kidding.
written by it's such a good book. It was written by a emergency physician who
Ooh, who watched
had
people pass, huh?
yes, and it was like the conversations he had in his head with these people that were passing. It was so interesting. You'll have to read it. It's so good.
Ooh,
I
send
can't
me the
remember
title of that.
Todd Michael, Evolution Angel by Todd Michael. It's such
I
a good
love
book.
that.
I've read it
I'm
like
totally into
three
that.
times. It's so cool. But like looking for the signs of your loved ones that have passed and like what kind of things they've left behind, and then remembering to anchor into your wellness foundations and like taking care of yourself through the grief, whatever that grief may be, because grief isn't just people dying, like we were talking about earlier. A grief is moments in time of people we thought we were, or, futures we thought we had, or moments in time that, we had envisioned that pass. Those types of things are a grieving process, of grieving what you thought your life would be. And like we have to move through that. We have to release that because if we don't release those stored emotions, that's what manifests illness. That's how cancer manifests.
It
Cancer is
does.
just, cancer is just toxicity and stress
Your body not
and
being
chem
alkaline.
yeah, yeah, and your body just being full of stress and all of the chemicals around us. We all produce cancer cells as it is, but those cancer cells grow if they're fed the toxemia and the stress and all of those things that we can't release, and the emotions are stored in the fascia, and so that things like doing qigong and doing the energy work. I think it's so funny whenever like I'm a Christian and I love Jesus Christ, and I would never ever want to do anything to like harm my soul, so to speak, but I would never participate again in like magical rituals, but I believe so strongly in energy work and frequency
I think
um
there's a
and
difference. I really
oh my
do. If
God,
it's not
God
from directly from
created.
the light, like I don't
Yeah.
talk to aliens. I'm not trying to like get into any of
Oh,
that. I think there's
dude.
darkness there. I think
Aliens or demons?
witchcraft stuff. Actually I did mess
Oh,
around with it when
I
I was
used to be
younger, but
super into it.
never. I've always felt like weird about stuff
We
like that. Like
don't
if it's not
have
from God,
con
then it's not.
Right, if it's not from God, then it's not worth doing. And if it's not from God, it's from the devil. And or honestly, if we want to get into that AI conversation, I mean, I truly,
Mhm.
woof,
Me
I
too.
believe,
I don't even
oh,
need to research anything on that.
no.
In fact, I like that. Like when we can just like hop right in and like I can talk about it all
Let's
day
talk
type
about
of
it
thing.
next week. And let's talk
Let's
about
do it
AI and
because I have so
AI
many.
next week. AI and aliens.
Ooh,
Aliens, because aliens are
yes.
demons, dude. Like aliens are demons, and
I
the whole
there is some
Project
weird.
Bluebeam.
Oh, that is a good one. That is a really
I know.
good topic.
Topic. I know.
Let's blue
That's the
beam it.
kind of stuff I really, but I don't know if YouTube can handle it.
I
I
know
don't
we're
know if
gonna have
YouTube
to
can
make a
handle it.
Rumble. Do you have Rumble?
I have Rumble. I have
Do you have
everything.
a
I just,
channel?
oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
totally. We could just make a
So,
dedicated Rumble channel that for that kind of stuff though. The only reason I didn't create like a whole dedicated channel for this is because I'm already managing so many things on YouTube. I'm trying to really streamline here, and but we can talk about all that, and like that we do have a dedicated Spotify. We're just getting started, man. We just getting started. We're getting warmed up over here with our big bad selves. So
yes, we is.
yes, and the topic of grief though is something very intimate for everyone, and there's different forms of grief, and it's stored in our bodies, and if we're not working through it, it's working against us, and we're not able to
Yes,
move forward in our own journey, and like and being able to forgive and keep the living and the dead and just moving forward. Like, I'm going through some stuff right now, but I'm sure that it will all work out to God's glory. And it's all part of the story, right? And
it
so
is.
that's
That's
really the
another
beauty
part
of
oh,
the,
sorry.
sorry, no, I have
I
to
don't want
get
to interrupt you.
going.
I know you
No,
do.
you're going.
Okay, you're like
Sorry.
trying to
Like,
like wrap up all
no,
beautifully.
no, it's
Like a
okay. My lovely husband is reminding me we have somewhere to go. So
you
things
go.
to do, things to do. But I love chatting with you, my dear, and
Me
we
too.
will chat again next week, but I will try not to schedule anything afterwards so that we can go really deep down that rabbit hole of AI and aliens because I think that would be
Yes.
really cool as fuck.
I think it would too. Maybe we can have an alien on for our
Sure.
guest.
Do you know one?
No, but I'm sure I can find one.
Oh my
I might
gosh.
be
Aliens are
one.
demons.
Well, then I'm not one.
Then
So
so
I'm like, I'm
then
one, but I'm
die
not.
out. No, we're star seeds, dear. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, then I
I
guess
love
we'll wrap
you,
this up.
and
I
we
love
love
you
you.
too. We love all of you. Thank you for watching
Most of
us
you.
jammer on. Yeah, most of you except for the creepers. Creepers
Yeah.
and the haters.
Yeah.
They'll learn something anyways.
They will.
That's right. All
All
right.
right, love.
Well, we will chat again soon and we
Okay.
will see you all on the flip side. Stay sane, everyone, and we will catch you next time. Ciao. Stop. Hold on now. We're still live on YouTube.
Oh.